Welcome back to another episode on my channel. Last episode in this top 10 in this series, the top 10 lists from the document that I did. In the last one I gave you my top 10 movie musicals. Today is the top 13 Disney Channel original movies that I have watched. Now, I have not watched many. I have watched every movie from the Camp Rock franchise, every movie from the Teen Beach franchise, every movie from the Descendants franchise, every movie from the High School Musical franchise, every movie from the Zombies franchise, and Lemonade Mouth. Those are the only those are the only Disney Channel original movies I've watched. And they will obviously all be in this list. Lemonade Mouth, High School Musical 1, 2 and 3, Descendants 1, 2 and 3, Camp Rock 1 and 2, and Teen Beach 1 and 2, and Zombies 1 and 2 will all be on this list. So obviously 13. All these are great musicals, but the weakest for me out of these, all these Disney Channel original, all these DCOMs are really good, but the weakest out of all of them of the ones that I just read out is, for me, the sequel to Camp Rock 2, The Final Jam. I think the characters are good, the songs are good, but a weaker plot, and I feel like Tess Tyler is completely ruined in this movie. They showed Camp Rock, in Camp Rock they showed her as a mean girl, but then they made her seem much more nicer, and they kind of made all the audience just warm up to her. And then come Camp Rock 2, Final Jam. She seems fine at Camp Rock, and she moves to Camp Star, the main rivals of Camp Rock, and you're like, I do not get that. Why do you do that? You've wasted a great character arc from the first movie on this stupid plot twist in the second, and you just have to get rid of that. If that's the only bad thing about this movie, that's the only terrible thing about this movie, is that mistake that they made, and that is why it's bottom of this out of these 13. Next is going to be another sequel. It's going to be the sequel to Teen Beach movie, Teen Beach 2. Just like I said with the Teen Beach movie, with Camp Rock 2, there's one big mistake, and that's the ending. The ending of Camp Rock 2, the ending of Teen Beach. So with Camp Rock 2, it was obviously ruining Tess Tyler. This, for Teen Beach movie, it's the ending. The movie ends with, obviously, Layla and Tanner going back to their world, but the ending ends with Matt and Brady not even knowing each other. It basically goes back to the beginning, even before the movie started, and you're just like, you're going to go through that entire phase over again. They were such a good ship. Why would you ruin it with that ending? But it's higher than Camp Rock 2, just because I feel like the songs are more strong, and I like the plot. It's the reverse of the original. The original, obviously, Brady and Mac went to the West Side Story world. The West Side Story world comes to the real world, and the characters from West Side Story start disappearing to dust, and they have to stop it. The plot of that is better than the plot of two rival camps facing off each other in a singing competition. That's why it's higher. In 11th is going to be High School Musical 3. Like I said in the last list, this is the weakest High School Musical film, but still not the worst musical film on this list. Now, none of these are bad, but definitely not the worst out of these 13. Why is it higher than Teen Beach 2 and Camp Rock 2, The Final Jam? I don't think there was anything terrible about it. No bad decision, no super bad decision that really impacted it that much. Still a very good musical, but does need a bit of work. Not the best. A good way to end off the High School Musical franchise, one of the most iconic franchises the Disney Channel has ever really done, but still very worthy of being higher than Teen Beach 2 and Camp Rock 2, The Final Jam. In 10th for me is going to be the most recent. It's going to be the joint most recent movie on this list, along with Zombies 2, and that is Descendants 3. The introduction of Hades, bringing Hades in, great idea. Was a great thing. Having Cedar as the character, bringing Cedar in, great. Having Audrey as the main villain, great. Having great songs, great. Have a development in Uma and Mel's relationship, which could end, you never know, in them getting together. as not a gay couple, but them getting together as best friends for BFFs. But that's probably not going to happen because there's probably not going to be a fourth Descendants film after, obviously in July 2019. Sadly, sadly in July 2019, Cameron Boyce will finally death in July 2019. That's why there won't be a fourth, because I can't see Descendants. Descendants will not be the same without Cameron Boyce. And I'm not going to give 2 minutes. I'm not going to give a minute silence, which is what we normally do, but I'm going to give you a half an hour silence, a 30-second. As a bit of silence, and I'm also going to put a bit of silence to someone in the football business, someone in the football community that sadly passed away. That sadly passed away recently. It's Arsenal Fan TV's very own Claude. Yeah, I'm not an Arsenal fan. I'm not an Arsenal TV fan, but I did watch the episode on Rogden where he did Prediction Alumni. He seems like a very nice guy. So Arsenal fans, yes, Arsenal fans will definitely sadly miss him. So let's spend a little bit of time just giving silence to those people, and I'll see you in a sec. This is silence, a bit of silence for Cameron Boyce and for Claude. So let's do it. Okay, that's going to be the silence over. Hopefully Arsenal fans that might be watching this, you've mourned the loss of Claude, and I'm definitely mourning the loss of Cameron Boyce. Even though it happened a while ago, I'm still annoyed that it happened. He obviously died of an illness that he had. Claude died as well of an illness that he had, not COVID. What makes Claude's death so more sad is in COVID. It happened in COVID times, which makes it even more sad. But enough of that. We're going to go on to my number 9. And I'm going to go give a shout out to a sixth form at Gordon's, Nathan, for recommending that I did a memorial, a bit of silence for Claude. So, put down in the comment section, RIP Claude, if you're an Arsenal fan or if you're a football fan. And let's get on with this list. Let's finish off this list. In number 9 is going to be High School Musical. Like I said, I explained in the last list why High School Musical is lower than High School Musical 2, and you can go back to that video if you want to know why. What a good movie High School Musical is. One of the most iconic DComs ever. The one that really kick-started Disney. One of Disney's best DComs ever. Great cast, great songs, great plot. But not any higher than it is. Not any higher than that. Next up is going to be Camp Rock. Just like High School Musical, a great movie, great song, great characters, a very iconic one, but just a bit better than Camp Rock. But Camp Rock, just for me, is just a bit better than High School Musical. That's mainly due to Demi Lovato's great performances, Mitch Torres. But still, Camp Rock does not get any higher because the ones above them, from 7 to 1, they're really strong. In 7th, it's going to be Zombies, and this was a very, very, bad. It's a very good movie. I have to admit, wasn't too bad, wasn't the worst, and I really enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. One of the better musicals that it was one of the better DComs that I have seen. Still is not any higher. Going into number 6 is going to be the sequel to Zombies 2. Why is Zombies 2 higher than the original Zombies? One thing and one thing only. The werewolves. The werewolves obviously were new additions to the second movie, and the werewolves just made the second movie much better. I watched it on Prime Video. I watched it when it was available on Prime Video, and I liked it a lot. Very good movie. Deserves to be in the top 6. A great standout movie. And worthy of being so high off this. 5th is going to be another sequel, and it's going to be the sequel to Descendants 2. And yes, we'll get to Descendants later on. Descendants 2 is a strong sequel. Brings in the new character of Uma. Brings in the new characters of Uma, Gil, and Harry, and obviously Uma's crew. Great plot, great songs, especially Space Between Chin and Infinity. 2 of the best songs in Descendants history. Why is it not in the top 4 is because the 4 that I've put in the top 4 are just so much stronger. Speaking of that, let's get into the top 4. In 4th, it's going to be Teen Beach Movie. What a musical this is. Great musical, I like it a lot. It's not the worst musical, but it's not the best musical. It's not the best musical, but it's not the worst musical. It's not the worst musical, it's not the best musical, but still a very good musical. Oh, it is a musical, but definitely a good musical decom. Because Catwalk is not really a musical decom. It's not really about musical. It's more about the performances. The performances you wouldn't really call it a. You shouldn't really call it. You shouldn't really call Catwalk a musical because it's not a musical. It feels like it's a musical because of all the performances, but it's not really a musical. As I said, it's not really a musical. Teen Beach Movie is a musical. Actually, every movie on here, apart from Catwalk and Catwalk 2, I think would definitely be considered musical decoms. Going into my top 3, in 3rd place is going to be the sequel to High School Musical, High School Musical 2. High School Musical 2, wow. The best High School Musical film, and obviously I said that I basically said why that is in the previous video. But why is it so good? Maybe the summer, it being summertime, taking place in during summertime. Gotta go my own way. What a song! What a song! Let me say it once more. What a song! What a song it is. What a song! What a song! Gotta go my own way it is. Sang amazingly by Vanessa Hudgens, who played Gabriella in the movies. Such a good song and such a great musical. Deserve it to be in this top 3, but not in the top 2. Speaking of that, let's get into number 2. Now it's not going to say which order, but obviously the 2 movies that I haven't mentioned on this list are the Lemonade Mouth and Descendants. Now the big question is Descendants and Lemonade Mouth and Lemonade Mouth Descendants. But which one comes out at the top? Which one comes second and which one comes out at the top? The one that comes second is Lemonade Mouth. Now, from a video that I watched on a YouTuber channel, I'm not going to mention what YouTuber, apparently fans of Disney Channel love Lemonade Mouth. Fans of Disney Channel find Lemonade Mouth as their most favourite musical. I like it a lot. I watched it and it was amazing. But what falls it short is just the phenomenon that is Descendants. Now, why does it do? It seems fair. It seems typical of Disney Channel to steal from its own thing. I think it's one of the best things it's ever done. Is take Disney villains and have their kids going to a different school and trying to steal the fairy godmother's wand. And that's why Lemonade Mouth is still a good movie. And like I said, Descendants is a phenomenon. And that's why Descendants comes in at number 1, and that's why Lemonade Mouth only comes in at number 2. But put down your thoughts, ranking those 13 Disney decoms/musicals. But I hope that you've enjoyed. Subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell to catch up with all my latest videos. Like or dislike if you want to. But until next time, this has been Gibby. I'm out. Peace. Bye.